Actually, this is as real as it gets. Well, it's coming right now. Not a soul on earth can hide from it.
All of you don't have to be here. We can all just sit at home, or we can get this fan base ready for the season. The Omaha Beef organization just asked us to get this season off to a huge start. Anybody want to say no?
20 years, haven't turned you down once. I'm about to start now. Guess I can't let you go out there alone.
Will it be beer?
We can make that happen.
This is like historic. It's almost like a dream come true. Of course, I'm in.
You know me. Beat me up, Cooter.
You all right, Manny Fresh?
I don't know. Whatever you think.
Then
the CFL, the NFL, those types of leagues. And Seth was provided that opportunity, so that's what we wanted to do. And of course, we didn't expect that to happen so quickly, and you've kind of had a revolving door with quarterbacks. So going forward, AJ came here about a week and a half ago. We felt he wasn't ready last week versus Sioux City, but he's had a great week of practice, and he provides a lot of different things, intangibles you look for at that quarterback position. He's just a natural leader. He's a big kid. He can sit in the pocket and deliver the ball pretty quick. He's able to pick up on Coach Wright's offensive philosophy pretty quickly. So we're expecting him to do pretty well tonight. We just want to manage the football, take care of the football, and hopefully get vertical with that game a little bit and enhance our run game.
AJ Nocoolio out of Winston-Salem State. Probably not quite the dual threat that we've seen with the first two quarterbacks this season. As you mentioned, a little bit more of an arm, a little more pocket presence with AJ. Is it safe to assume you've been averaging 8 passes a game? You'll probably be north of that tonight, or try to be.
Well, Todd, that's certainly one of our goals. We haven't been effective yet in the passing game. Even when we have the targets that we do at receiver, we certainly need to start enhancing that aspect of our game. So I think AJ is got a great awareness of the field and certainly can deliver the football well. And I expect us to do better in that part of the game tonight.
Taking a look at Wichita, Joe Huber, the quarterback out of Kansas State, just a good, solid, kind of a game manager. I hate using that term. It's so cliche, but they won't make a lot of mistakes, and if they can control the ball, it should be a tough opponent tonight.
Well, interesting enough, I think he reminds me a lot of AJ. He stands in the pocket, delivers a quick release ball, and does a good job of playing within the perimeter of the second.
Welcome to the Ralston Arena as we celebrate the 20th season of your Omaha Beef.
Looking deep, lost it for Ed Thompson, and he goes in for the touchdown.
He's been consistent and only getting better. So I've been really, really impressed with him. And, of course, Antonio Bray has been digging us out of holes big time offensively. The kid has really been, it was interesting when he came into camp. We were locking him in at receiver, and he asked me, hey, Coach, I want to play a little running back, and he's just been nothing but lights out there. So we're real happy with those two guys. And, offensive line play from where they were day one of practice to where they are today, I think has been the most improved. So we're real happy about that. And as we move forward, that's only going to continue to grow.
Wichita Forest coming up here. Good luck tonight, Coach.
Thank you, Todd.
That was the head coach, James Kerwin, before tonight's matchup against the Wichita Forest. Just a few minutes away from kickoff, we welcome our good friend Kirk Heyer to the broadcast. And Kirk, rough one last week in Sioux City, and Omaha back in the friendly confines of Ralston Arena. Hope you get back on the win column here tonight.
It's always great to be back to the Slaughterhouse. See all our great fans here and the pregame stuff that goes on. Last week, like I said, with too many mistakes that we made. Defensively, talking to Coach Jones, saying, hey, when you stop a team 8 possessions, and so you shouldn't lose the ball game. And but there are just some timely mistakes and untimely mistakes, really. And hopefully it's going to come on. I'm excited to see AJ at quarterback. He's a big guy. Watching him in pregame, watching him in practice, he can spin the ball, baby. He's a player.
You talk about AJ Nociolo. He's getting his first start here tonight. Beef, just not an ideal position. We kind of talked about in the pregame. Third quarterback starting in 3 games. Not only 3 different quarterbacks, all 3 of them making their first ever career pro start. So a lot of youth has been going through the system so far. How's that when you're trying to get some consistency on offense? Obviously, that's a tough thing to deal with.
Well, it really is. And we know last week, we were talking all last week with another new quarterback that don't, just control the game. Don't make mistakes in what happened. And there were mistakes that happened, the interception, fumble, the other stuff. So it's tough. Usually, if you run the ball like we do, you play good defense, you should be able to win ball games.
Speaking of running the ball, the Beef have rushed for 333 yards through the first 2 games, averaging, obviously, keeping the ball on the ground, averaging 166 and some change per contest. If you look at the statistics in the league, I mean, it's only 8 teams, but right down the columns, they're first in every rushing category and last in every passing category. Beef have only completed a handful of passes literally all season, 3 of 8 a week ago for 24 yards, or make that 26 yards. Not obviously one-dimensional, but they really do have to find a balance as they get to some of the better teams here down the road.
Yeah, as we go to that too, but I can't think back in the last 10, 15 years to see as an exciting player as Antonio Bray. My goodness, 4 touchdowns last year, one a kickoff return. He's just been a big, big boon to the Beef running game.
Antonio Bray was the CIF Special Teams Player of the Week for Week 3. As you mentioned, a kickoff return for a touchdown in the second half against Sioux City, and leading the league in all-purpose yards as well. We'll see quite a bit from him here tonight. Teams are out on the field, and festivities are wrapping up. Wichita comes into tonight's contest 1-2. The Omaha Beef 1-1. This is an old matchup and rivalry that goes back several leagues, as the 2 teams have followed each other throughout the leagues. And we will begin ready to kick things off. But first, we're going to pause for our nation's anthem and the presentation of the colors.
Of Cody Elementary.
Elementary. Students from Cody Elementary School here in suburban Omaha, the Millard School District, with a great rendition of the national anthem here this evening. As we watch the colors leave the field here at Prairie Flower Casino at Ralston Arena, we are just about ready for kickoff. And Kirk Heyer, last thoughts before we get this one going.
Well, like I say, it's great to be back home, and the kids did a wonderful job with the national anthem. I think that's something they'll remember for a long, long time, and I'm just excited to see AJ at quarterback tonight and get our offense going.
Have a good crowd here tonight for the second regular season game at Ralston Arena, third regular season game of the year. Both games have been close ones thus far, as Omaha came from behind in their first home game to defeat the Oklahoma Flying Aces. They found themselves down 17 in the second half before they pulled that one out. Last week, they never did get ahead of Sioux City, tried to make a comeback in the second half, but Sioux City was able to put it away as they were victorious 43-32 over Omaha. So as we clear off the field and get ready for this CIF matchup, we talked about Wichita, the Force, previously the Wichita Wild. It's been a lot of years and a lot of memorable games against the Omaha Beef all the way back. Well, previously the CPIFL, the IFL before that, the UIF, I believe they were together, Kirk. Matchups here and down at the Civic Auditorium. One of the most meaningful games recently. You might remember that Wichita ended the Beef's postseason in 2013 on a semifinal contest of the CPIFL game, or CPIFL League, here at Ralston Arena. That one was a fourth quarter game that went down to the wire as well. So a lot of history between these two teams, and whereas the Force of the Wild, they've been conference foes for many years, Kurt.
Well, you know what? What my big memory being down in Wichita was spending almost the whole day in the emergency room with our good friend Will, who had that allergic reaction.
And he's probably listening tonight. We say hi to Snitch up in Canada,
yeah, medicine hat.
Talked to him earlier this week. Hopefully he's former assistant coach with Omaha Beef, joining us on the broadcast here tonight. And we appreciate you joining us here and watching CIF football on Pluto TV, on whatever device that you're watching. It's internet, Hulu, Roku. You probably couldn't figure that out, Kirk. That's probably why you're just coming to the games here to join us. A little over your head, huh?
Hey, well, it is. You know what? But we've got Beef fans in Phoenix, Arizona, Seattle, Washington. I talked to some folks that say, hey, I saw your game out in Indiana. So, yeah, this is great. You get this exposure and see just great football.
Omaha's third game of the season in 4 weeks. They had a preseason bye they had an early season bye in week 2. The Beef will have another bye, their second and final bye. After this contest, we'll be back in action in 2 weeks here at Ralston Arena as they will host the Texas Revolution. Don't see them too often. It's that travel. They don't match up too often. Omaha will go down there in a few weeks as well and play at the Lone Star Center, the practice facility of the Dallas Cowboys. Revolution, I believe, their first regular season game tonight at that facility. Extension of Jerry World.
Jerry World, yeah.
Right outside, a full-fledged indoor stadium for Dallas Cowboy practice. Man, they know how to make a buck down there, don't they?
They do, and we've had, some former Beef people, obviously, with the Revolution. And Coach Pimmel was there, and some of our front office people had gone down there. Terrell Owens had made an appearance with them for a while. So, Yeah, football is big in Texas, I think.
Coin toss completed. Wichita will get the ball first to get going here tonight. And if you watched any of Wichita's first 3 games, you'll, as we said, they're a very consistent team, not too flashy. Did come from behind to beat the Oklahoma Flying Aces last week in Enid, but they just aren't going to make a lot of mistakes. As we said, not a lot of big plays, but if they can protect the ball, they're going to be in a lot of games.
Well, that's true, too, and that's kind of one of the way, the beef has been, too. You can win with defense, running game, nothing too fancy. We'll say, hey, maybe we're going to break out of the mold tonight and see a ball in the air a little bit more.
Courtney Grigsby, special teams coach, another former ex-Beef player on James Kerwin's staff, huddling up the kickoff team, discussing the coverage on the opening kickoff, and I'm going to be doing that all night. The Force will be taking the field as we're about ready to get started here at Ralston Arena. Game number 3 for Omaha, 1-1 on the season. Wichita 1-2, looking to even up their record at 2-2. They could be victorious here tonight. Don't have a regular officiating crew here, I noticed tonight, Kirk.
No, I'm not seeing any of the familiar faces.
So we'll have to get caught up. We didn't get the names before the game. Omaha had some penalty issues a week ago. Illegal defenses and some discipline on personal fouls. We'll see. That was a big point of emphasis this week for James Kerwin and his staff. We'll see if Omaha improves on that tonight. Zeke Aravelo kicks it off, and he nicely puts it over the board on the bounce and out of play. And will make Wichita start from their own, looks like about 6-yard line. Good kick for Zeke.
Good kick, Zeke.
So in the CIF, if that ball hits inbounds and then goes out of play, it is marked at the spot. So good kick to put it out of play as long as it hits somewhere on the field. Otherwise, it'll come out to the 25-yard line.
Yeah, we talked before about ideally years ago, whenever they try to get a kick that dropped right on the back wall and so on, but you see more and more of this, the ball being on the ground and then trying to get it out of bounds.
Joe Hubner, the 6'5", 225-pound quarterback out of Kansas State, puts his men into motion, wants to throw on the first play. It's complete to the near side as Gary Jolivet Jr. out of Bethel College for the completion. 5 yards on the first play of the game. He'd be second down and 5, and that's what Wichita is known for. Nice short plays and ball control.
Ran the wide out down the field and threw underneath.
So second down and 5. 3 receivers set for Wichita. 2 in motion. High snap. Hubner puts it into the hands complete. Good for first down yardage as he finds Jack Tomlinson on the left side. Out across the 20-yard line. First down for Wichita. Wichita opening drive of the night. 2 passes, 2 completions as the Force are picking away at Marvin Jones' defense here to start the game. Be first down from their own 22-yard line. They flip the formation. Men in motion, they'll keep it on the ground. This time, Les Tomlinson to the right side. A flag comes in from the backfield. And we'll see if this goes against Omaha. It looks like it's going to be a hold against Wichita. Get a little gun shy after all those flags we saw a week ago, Kirk, that these are going to go against Omaha, but the hold's going to go against Wichita.
Where the flag was thrown, it couldn't have been anything else but holding.
Well, you be careful. Be careful what you say there. I would have thought that a week ago.
But this is Omaha.
So the first call of the game does go the Beefs' way. 10-yard penalties, first down and 20 as they back Wichita up. Opening drive of the contest here from Ralston Arena. Glad you're with us here tonight. Play clock down to 5. Hubner wants to throw, has one-on-one coverage, just broken up, incomplete. Chris Perry gets his eyes and then hands on that ball and breaks it up. One-on-one coverage down there, and he made the play.
He made the play. He was pretty much in the trail position, came back, knocked that ball down.
Jolivet, the intended receiver, hauls that in on the run, and Wichita would have struck first. Instead, second down and 20. Chris Perry, one of the few returning beat players on this roster from a year ago. Actually, only 2, him along with Junebug on the offensive line. Becomes a veteran on defense. Second down, Hubner nearly picked off as he throws into coverage. Sleepy Jermichael Williams had that bounce off his hands. Can't pull it in, but becomes third down. Third and long, Kirk.
Kwame Bell had him measured pretty good. He was coming with good pressure off of the left side.
Kwame Bell, a force on Marvin Jones' offensive line. Marvin liked to give him some help because get a lot of attention there and trying to neutralize Kwame Bell. Robert Cuba, who signed back on this week, lining up in the nose position, along with Daniel Peterson. Xavier Pegas, high snap, third and 20. Here comes the pressure. Hubner has to run and it's kicked off. Perry has it inside territory, 15, 10, 5, towards the goal line. And waiting for the call, it's a touchdown for Omaha. Chris Perry on the pick 6 puts Omaha on the board with 11 minutes to go here in quarter number 1.
Great up front pressure. Great up front pressure.
Second interception of the season for Omaha, and this one's returned to put the Beef on the board. That's 6 points for the defense, and that's a type of start Omaha really needed. Try to give a little bit of space for the rookie quarterback, A.J. Nociolo, when he comes out, as Omaha's taken the early lead. Zeke Arivalo in for the point extra. He's 9 for 10 this year. The placement is down, and the kick is up, and he is good. Make it 10 of 11. So the Beef strike first and convert the extra point. 7-0 Omaha.
Another thing this week that wasn't happening last week was a good long snap.
Special teams has been a issue for Omaha. Long snapping has been the culprit of a lot of it. Russell Denny getting the long snaps here tonight. They're comfortable with him. We've talked about before, sometimes special teams is tough just because you only have a 21-man roster, so you have to kind of fit those people together, and long snapper's really one of those. You can't just carry a long snapping specialist, so somebody's got to be on there and can play another position. Sometimes it's your center, but a lot of times it's not.
No, it's not. Even over the years, I remember 5 years ago, winner Peter Buck was the winner of our premier linebackers, but heck of a long snapper, did a great job for us.
So, good start for Omaha here at the Slaughterhouse as they get the early turnover and score. Only had forced 2 turnovers on the season coming into tonight's game. 1 interception and 1 fumble. -1 in turnovers on the season. As they've had 3 giveaways, they've evened it up now with their 3rd turnover or 3rd takeaway of the season and the score. Arivalo put it out of bounds on his first kickoff. He's trying for it again. Big high hop, and he's got that nailed a little bit further upfield. But some good kicks, as this one will be spotted at the 12-yard line. Gets rid of that return. Arivalo, veteran kicker and indoor, signed back with the Beef for the 2nd game of the season. No correction. He was here for the opening game of the season. It was a preseason game. He wasn't here. And has been solid on kicking for Omaha.
His field goal really, brought us back. Give us some.
Hubner back out. First down and 10, complete on the right side. Good first down yardage as they find Jolivet again. Good for 7 yards on first down, be second down and 3. 10:23 and counting in the first quarter. Omaha out in front 7-0. Offense yet to see the field for Omaha as they have scored on defense. An interception return by Chris Perry. Here's second down. They'll keep it on the ground. A nice job of running by that running back. A full head of steam by Michael Lindsay as he went head to head. What a collision there, Kirk.
Big
he met up with Desmond Reed and just got enough for a first down. So Wichita driving. Second possession of the game. They're out to their 23-yard line. Wichita was driving the ball efficiently in their first drive until a holding call backed them up, and then the drive ended on an interception. Play action, and they'll go to Jolivet again on the right side across midfield. Tackle made by Chris Perry, but another 4 yards for Wichita as they've had good success so far on first down. Nice short plays and ball control has been working for Wichita. They've got in trouble a couple times they tried going downfield so far.
Yeah. But those short passes, they're going to, Chris was on that, he was on that play pretty well. He was on it pretty fast. But here again, 5 and 5 is a first down.
Wichita inside Omaha territory the first time tonight. They spot it just outside the 23-yard line. 4 wide out set, empty backfield. Huebner with the snap. He wants to throw. He has a man inside the 10. Brought down inside the 5-yard line. Trey Dudley-Giles on the tackle as they find Olivet again. Good for a first down. 18 yards on the completion. It'll be first down and goal for Wichita as they want to run some tempo. First and goal, 2 wideouts on the near side, 1 on the far side. He puts the 2 on the right side in motion, keeps it on the ground. There's a hole, and he lunges for the goal line. They're going to mark him just short, but not by much. As Michael Lindsay gets 4 of the 5 yards, it'll be second down and goal from the 1. You hear the cowbells as the slaughterhouse trying to rally the Omaha defense, who's been on the field for the entire game so far as we approach the midway point of the first quarter of play. Huebner will line up under center in their goal line formation, I formation. Hands off to the up back and stacked up. Did he get it? It gets close. They're not going to give it to him, Kurt.
Nope. You always worry about a big quarterback like Huebner just taking the ball himself and just ducking down. I mean, he's 6'5". He doesn't have to go very far.
They gave it to the up back, but Kwame Bell was there to put a stop to it. Maybe got an inch or 2 on the play. That ball is just outside the goal line. It'll be third down and goal. Wichita drive started at their own 12-yard line. They've moved it effectively here on their second possession of the game. Huebner will line up under center once again. With 3 wide receivers, they put 1 into motion. They'll try that sweep. He's knocked for a loss behind the line of scrimmage. Little misdirection that they tried with that movement, but Michael Lindsay gets stacked up for a loss of 2 on the play. It's be fourth down and goal, and it looks like they're going to go for it.
Well, let's hope they run the same plays again.
I always wonder about that. Points are so important in the indoor game. And they've been moving backwards as they had first down and goal from the 5-yard line. It'll be fourth down and goal from the 3. Marvin Jones sends in the defense. Huebner's going to operate out of the gun. Lindsay in the backfield with him. Men are in motion. High snap, looks to throw, has some time, goes over the right side, and it's knocked out. Incomplete. Jermichael Williams making his presence known as he nearly picked that off, but let it fall to the ground. And Omaha is held and will get it on downs.
Here again, good pressure on him. He had to go pretty much to his second option. He was looking toward the middle of the field. Maybe it would cross the back wall.
Sleepy Williams is a player who's been with Omaha last couple of years. And most fans know Omaha has been on a little bit of a roller coaster, 4-8 last year, and he's one of those players we'll talk about a little bit more when we come back. You're watching Omaha Beef Football on Pluto TV. This is Omaha Beef Football Network. Back at Ralston Arena, Todd Walkenhorst, Kirk Heyer, and the Omaha defense has been stepping up so far in this quarter as the offense comes on the field for their first action of the night. A.J. Nociolo hands it off on first down to Antonio Bray, who gets back near the line of scrimmage. First two possessions, Omaha, a pick six by Chris Perry to take the lead and then held on first and goal. Wichita got it second and goal at the 1 yard line, but the defense kept them out. So A.J. Nociolo out Winston-Salem State. First indoor professional start. Third quarterback in 3 weeks for Omaha. He puts the men in motion. He can throw. He drops back. Throws on first down. It's complete, but it's going to be for a loss behind the line of scrimmage. As Wichita was ready for the completion, Antonio Bray, loss of 3 yards on the play. Oh, we had a little communication breakdown there.
Yeah, what
happened? What happened?
Birds flying through.
Birds flying through. Omaha, as you can see, was stopped. And the kick is blocked and out of play. So Omaha stalls on their first offensive series, and Wichita is going to get great field position to try to get back those 7 points.
Yeah, very, very conservative on our first drive.
So Omaha keeps it on the ground. Did have the pass to Antonio Bray for the loss. And then the blocked kick, the long field goal, there is no punting in this league, gives Wichita first and goal from the 7 yard line. Hubner puts the men in motion. Here's the handoff to Lindsay, and once again stopped in his tracks. Nice job, Robert Cuba, who just joined the team back this week. Tackles for a loss of 2 on the play. It'll be second down goal from the 10.
They really haven't had much luck running the ball, have they?
So far, so good for the ground game defensively. The front three, as we have seen, Kirk, throughout the first few games of this season, definitely the strength of Marvin Jones' defense, getting that pressure. Some pretty good DBs behind them as well, but definitely tough up front.
I wish we got Kwame on the nose.
Marvin Jones mixing it up a little bit. Huber's going to throw, and it looked like a tackle on the far side. It's nearly intercepted again. In and out of the hands. It's Sleepy Williams again. We were talking about him before. A player who came back into camp. They brought him back, has been around here before. Was inactive and didn't necessarily make the roster, but got his attention. He has been turning it on the last couple of weeks.
Switch up front in the defense. Kwame went from left end to the nose guard, hit the center, backed off, and played zone. So he was actually almost like a middle linebacker playing in there.
Marvin Jones has a plethora of talent that he has some connections to. If you remember, Daquan Ivory actually was part of the team during camp and moved on to the Philadelphia Soul. Looking to make maybe some more transactions during the bye week coming. Here's third down. Huber's going to try to keep it. The pocket's going to collapse on him, and he's tackled at the 5-yard line. Initial contact came in from Taylor Hawkins, but Sleepy Williams also there on the stop. He's all over the field.
Same defensive set. Here again, nose guard engaged, then backed off. Kwame's playing on the nose, backed off. Even more or less what they call a spy technique, because he's watching the quarterback all the time.
Fourth down for Wichita, and they are going to bring out the field goal unit. It's Jordan Drake, Butler Community College, first year playing indoor. Be about 19-yard field goal attempt to get Wichita on the board. Low snap, it's bobbled. Kicker has it, and he got hit hard, and then picked off. Perry once again, and he did hit the board. Otherwise, he would have completed that. But Drake took a pretty good hit, the kicker, as he hobbles off the field. We'll have to watch that for the rest of the game. A legal hit as he had the ball. He needs to get rid of it a lot quicker to avoid that in that situation.
Well, like I said, what kickers...
You take a look at that again. Chris Perry just got nudged into the wall across the 10-yard line. Otherwise, he was going to have his second pick six of the game. I think Marvin Jones got some attention after that performance and all those defensive infractions last week up at Sioux City. In fairness to the defense, there was some illegal defensive calls that were, I don't want to say necessarily wrong or questionable, but they followed up on them. And according to the rule book, there was some disagreement on whether it should have called last week.
Well, there was two bad things that happened, the snap and the throw to our advantage.
Outside of that, though, play was good, right?
Right.
So Wichita gets field position on the block kick at the 5-yard line and is unable to turn into any points. A great break for Omaha, and that defense has performed large so far.
Obviously, a little bit of defensive adjustments, a defensive set that we haven't seen too much, and that comes from pretty much a week of watching film.
So A.J. Nociolo comes in for his second possession. He wants to throw. Good time. He has a man downfield, and it's completed. The long pass to Antonio Bray, who beat double coverage for the touchdown. And what a pass from A.J. Nociolo. Goes the distance of the field. It's the longest play of the season for Omaha and longest passing touchdown of the season for Omaha. And Omaha has their second touchdown of the game.
Who's our touchdown man? Antonio.
So two big plays for Omaha for touchdowns, and Zeke comes in, and that extra point is blocked, and they can't convert. And Omaha, though, has the 13-0 advantage. So big plays so far in the first quarter for Omaha.
Yeah.
As we're in the final seconds of the first quarter of play, Wichita, as we said, they'll play very consistently. They moved the ball down the field a couple times, just couldn't finish off a couple drives in the red zone.
Well, it was, like I said, we made the switch up on defense on that last drive to cover up, and here again, that extra point kick, it was a perfect snap, good hold.
Omaha is hoping for a little better success on place kicks here tonight. A.J. Nociolo is also the holder, which is an advantage. And as you saw, once that kick went awry, you at least had a quarterback back there as things went to pot on the play. But that's been one of those positions that we talked about, the long snapper, the holder, that's just been no consistency as they've put multiple players through there throughout the night, or throughout the season. So Omaha with the 13-0 advantage with 56 seconds remaining here in the first quarter. Zeke's done a good job of bouncing them out of play. We'll see if he can do it again. There's a big bounce at the 5 and then into the end zone. It's in play. He needs to get this out. Back near the goal line, he does, and Wichita will have a long field as they start at the 5-yard line. And we'll see what Wichita can do with 47 seconds remaining here in the first quarter.
Beautiful kick, ball bounce around, and makes for good coverage. We have very, very good coverage downfield.
Kicking game, such a big piece of it. Not a lot of time, obviously, to practice, and special teams obviously gets overlooked quite a bit, but they could come back to bite you if you don't have that phase of the game figured out. Wichita now trailing 13-0. They'll keep it on the ground, and no, they don't. Hubner, he's running. He doesn't look like he should. Across the midfield, for 15-10, they can't get him. That's almost a trick play. Joe Hubner goes the distance, 45 yards on the quarterback keeper, a little misdirection behind the line of scrimmage, and he puts Wichita on the board.
Pretty much the same backfield action they've been using all day, and he just pulled it and ran. Defense was a little bit aggressive, like going after it, and sometimes that's going to happen.
So Hubner, 45 yards on first down as he tucked it under, kept it himself. And Wichita will try to get within 6 as Drake comes in for the point after. He got hit pretty hard on the last on the field goal attempt, which was no good. Placement is down and gets a little shove, but gets the kick up and good. And Wichita right back in this with a quick touchdown. It's amazing how things change quickly in the indoor game. Omaha had some pretty good momentum as Wichita just really wasn't able to convert on offense in their first couple possessions. And Omaha took advantage on a big play on offense and a big play on defense. Looked like they might be getting some real good momentum with one more stop, but just like that, Wichita right back in it.
The perfect play they called against a very, very aggressive defense.
Either a play like that or a screen you'll see a lot of times to try to, get that defensive line to slow down just a little bit. Good play call. Some veteran coaches from Wichita. You look over there. I mean, I recognize those guys who've been there for years, some of those assistants. Again, just a lot of consistency and continuity. There has been some ownership changes and arena changes and name changes and all that, but overall, there's not a lot of bad Wichita teams. They're usually pretty consistent. The record may not end up showing it, but you get a good ball game out of them usually.
They have, and I mean, they've really had some good players over the years.
So 13-7, 16 seconds left here in the first quarter. Antonio Bray and Chris Perry back deep for Omaha to wait for the kickoff.
That's a pretty good tandem.
Both of them can beat you. Antonio Bray actually will stay back. Chris Perry will come up. Bray with the kickoff return for a touchdown in the second half last week against Sioux City. High end over end kick. I think this may go out of play. It does. And since it did not hit the ground, Omaha's going to get this in midfield at the 25-yard line. Good starting field position, the best of the night for the Beef with 12 seconds to go in the first quarter. (13-7) Omaha. A.J. Nociolo with the long pass and completion to Antonio Bray on the last drive. We'll have a shorter field this time. They're going to start the clock, and quarter one is going to expire on us. So first 15 minutes are in the books. Omaha out in front, 13-7. We're going to pause for this quick timeout. You're watching Omaha Beef Football on Pluto TV. This is Omaha Beef Football Network. Prairie Flower Casino Field at Ralston Arena. Getting ready for quarter number 2. Omaha Beef out in front of Wichita, 13-7. Omaha with a pick 6 from Chris Perry to open up the scoring, and then a long pass completion from A.J. Nociolo to Antonio Bray. And then Joe Hubner with the long run for Wichita at the quarterback position. And we're ready for quarter number 2. Early thoughts, Kirk Heyer.
Well, I think right now, they're starting out at the 25-yard line. We're going to see a little bit of difference in the offense as far as the running. We're starting down, close to our own goal line. Isn't going to do it. I think we're going to open things up here a little bit more.
So Omaha flips around, going the other direction. It'll be first down, 25-yard line as the kickoff went out of bounds for Wichita after the touchdown. Here's the handoff on the right side to Javon Bell. Good for 4 yards. A little sweep action there, getting Bell involved in the game. He's been kind of quiet. Only 1 rushing touchdown this season, 6 carries for 44 yards on this season.
Well, you're seeing it opening up a little bit more things that we could do more in the middle of the field than we could back by their own goal line.
Second down and short 6, long 5. As they spotted just inside the 24, 2 men on the left side in motion. They'll keep it on the ground to Bray, and Wichita's ready for that as he's going to lose 2 or 3 on the play. They watched that game film a week ago, and they're targeting Antonio as he loses a few yards. It'll be 3rd down and 9.
Yeah, as you look at it, even if they show the replay, we had 2 high motion guys blocking on the edge, and we didn't even get the edge. Pressure came from the inside.
Nociolo out of the gun, puts the 2 men in motion, empty backfield. Throws on 3rd down, it's complete to Kareem Jones. It's going to be knocked out of bounds about the 20-yard line. It's going to be 4th down. 4th down and 5. James Kerwin's leaving the offense on the field.
Well,
they like their field position. It would be about a 35-yard field goal from here. We saw Zeke Mako a couple last week. Definitely in his range, but they're going to try the conversion.
Yeah, with 2 block kicks, I don't know. We got to do shoring some stuff up on the line.
Same formation, men in motion. AJ wants to throw, and it's complete. Complete inside the 15-yard line. They'll give him the forward progress to the 14. They'll be good for a 1st down. Nice little route there. Javon Bell once again, and AJ just threw, get this, for the first passing first down of the season for Omaha.
Javon got smacked.
29 first downs on the ground for Omaha this year, none through the air. That's the first right there, and we are in game 3. First down and 10 from the 14-yard line. Omaha trying to add to a 13-7 lead. Little play action to get to Bray again. He has to make a move just to get back to the line of scrimmage. And that defensive line, they're pursuing. They're known to watch for Bray, which could be advantageous to Omaha if they get them to bite a little aggressively, as we saw Omaha do on that last possession against Wichita.
Pretty much trying to control the line of scrimmage, nothing upfield to give the running back an angle.
No gain on the play, brings up second down and 10. Bray will line up in the backfield. They're going to put AJ under center. Men in motion on the right side. It's complete to Kane Farquharson. He gets inside the 10-yard line. It will be third down. Farquharson, another veteran with Omaha, played 2 seasons ago on that team that went to the CIF championship. It's only his 3rd catch of the year. Another 4 yards makes it 12 yards on the season for him. They try to get him involved in the offense. Another third down for Omaha. Omaha on the season, 33% on third down conversions, 8th in the league. They'll need 5 yards here. They get to Bray, breaks the first tackle, can't get past the second. Picks up 1 or 2, but it's gonna be 4th down again.
Again, the defense staying pretty much on the line of scrimmage.
4th down, and we'll see if Kerwin wants to get the points here. Try for the kick. He's not. He's going to leave the offense in. They're going to need to get it just inside that 5-yard line to continue this drive. AJ's going to do it out of the gun. 3 wideouts on the left side, 2 in motion. Here's the pass to Bell, and it's going to be short of first down yardage, I believe. Unless they give him a good spot. Well, that's a pretty decent spot. Javon did reach across, but I think it is short, and the officials do mark it as a turnover. Good pass to Bell. He just was a little short on the route of what they needed. And they'll give it to Wichita on downs. So 10:25 remaining here in the second quarter. We're going to take a quick timeout and come back here. Beef ahead, 13-7 here at Ralston Arena. Welcome back to Ralston Arena in Omaha, Nebraska. There's Kirk Heyer. I'm Todd Walkenhorst. 10:25 remaining in the first half of play. Wichita just stopped Omaha on downs. They'll take over at their own 6-yard line. They trail 13-7. Wichita, 45-yard touchdown on their last drive. Offsides here, free play, and a big hit on the near side by Trey Dudley Giles as they tried to take advantage of the free play as they jumped across the line of scrimmage. Omaha did. Torrey Gill was the receiver, couldn't hang on to that one. Took a big hit.
He took the double whack.
Yeah, he did.
The first defensive back and then the wall.
The wall won that collision. But they'll get 5 yards on the offsides. Almost looked like a hard snap count as they jumped across. And penalty goes against Omaha. Be first down and 5. First down and 5. Men in motion on the left side for Wichita. They hand it off. Spins around. Second down for Wichita.
They made a little bit of a defensive adjustment. They put Kwame at the right side instead of the left because he wasn't on the right side on that long run.
Dante Rivera, the ball carrier. He's second down and 2. 3 wide receiver set, 2 in motion on the left side. Hubner has the pass complete. That's going to be good for a first down as he finds Jack Tomlinson across the 17-yard line. And move the chains for Wichita. They spot the ball at the 18-yard line. Under 9 minutes to go here in the first half of play. Wichita trying to either tie the game up or take the lead. They trail by 6. High snap to Hubner. Here comes the pass rush. And he gets away from it, tries to force it underneath, and it's incomplete as he can't hit Gill on the play. Be second down.
Again, pretty decent pressure coming up front.
Wichita 6 of 13 through the air so far in this game. Be second down and 10. Empty set again for Wichita. 5 men up near the line of scrimmage. We have a flag on the play. I think they got him for delay of game, and they did. So back Wichita up 5 yards. Wichita thinks that play clock got set a little quick. Omaha was thinking the same thing a week ago at Sioux City. Kind of funny how that happens. So we'll do it again. Second down, be 15 to go. They back it up to the 13-yard line of Wichita. 7.5 to go. Play clock's down to 10 already again. Play clock down to 5 as they set up the formation. 3, 2, they just get the snap off. Hubner looks downfield. He has a man up the right side and overthrows him. Dudley Giles on the coverage as they try to find Tomlinson. And Wichita's not afraid to go vertical, are they, Kurt?
No, they aren't. I just enjoy watching Kwame setting up on the right-hand side. He's a good veteran moving a guy with an inside move on the offensive lineman. They had good pressure again.
So big third down now. Be third down and 15. They need to get to the Omaha 22-yard line to continue this drive. Wichita 12 of 28 coming to this game on third down conversions, 32%. That's 8th in the league, last place, and the play clock under 5 again, and Wichita will use their first timeout of the first half. So Wichita needs a big play on 3rd down and 15. We've seen Hubner. Shows he has a pretty nice arm. I don't want to say speed, but he lumbered for 45 yards on the touchdown run. But Omaha's not giving him a lot of room to thread the needle on those pass plays here tonight.
No, not at all. And we're seeing a little bit of movement right on the defensive line with the veteran defensive line. They know that's kind of what's going on. So we'll see what's going to happen here, how they line up.
Omaha will be off after this week. Be in action again here at Ralston Arena 2 weeks from tonight when they host the Texas Revolution from the Southern Division of the CIF. First of 2 matchups with Texas this season. The Revolution defeated Omaha in the 2016 CIF championship game. Here's the fake handoff. Hubner tries to keep it again on 3rd down and 15. Not as successful this time, as he only picks up 2 or 3 yards. It's going to be 4th and long. And the kicking crew comes out. Jordan Drake will line up. We've seen a blocked field goal on a short kick earlier. This classified as a long field goal.
And they've definitely
about 49, maybe 50 yards right here.
They've had
for Drake.
They've had trouble with the snap.
Perry back deep for the return. And the snap. It's a long line drive kick. Perry will have a chance. He fields it at the wall. Out to the 10, the 15, tries to find some room. Gets around 1, but can't get around the 2nd. They tackle him at the 16-yard line, and Omaha will have it at their own 16 with 5:32 remaining in the first half with a 6-point advantage. Not a bad kick.
No.
From what we've seen earlier. Flip the field as Omaha start their own 16. Johnson on the right side of the offensive line, signaling as the eligible lineman. 2 men in motion. Nociola wants to go deep again. He has a man up the left side. It's Bray. It's off his fingertips. Good coverage by the force. Nearly another touchdown connection with Antonio Bray. Keontae Roberts, though, with the pass breakup. See a little more of that playbook opened up here tonight by Chuck Wright. A little more confidence with AJ as they have taken a few shots downfield already in the first half.
Well, that's one of the things that we haven't seen before is that the pump fake and going deep.
So not as one-dimensional for the Omaha offense tonight. They'll put AJ under center, Bray in the backfield. They'll hand it off to Bray. Finds the first hole. There's a 20. He had some room. Luckily, a handful of jersey brought him down. That's Hunter Jamison, who just got the back of Antonio Bray's jersey. Saved not only the first down, but likely a touchdown if he gets through that. It's going to be 3rd down and short. Ball right at the 25-yard line. 3rd down and 2. So we have 4 minutes left here in the first half. You see the linemen raise their hand in the CIF. One of those linemen actually are eligible, even if they are fat, as Kirkire would say. That time, Johnson's the tight end on 3rd down. It's complete. Nearly breaks the first tackle as it's complete to Javon Bell, and it's another first down for Omaha as they spotted inside the 15.
And he picked up 3-4 yards after the catch, so it was a good tough run also. Good reception, good run.
So we're seeing Omaha put together some consistent offensive drives here. A little more consistency than we've seen, at least in the last 2 weeks. The opening game, Wicihta had a pretty good night under center. As Omaha on 1st down will look, and in the end zone, touchdown! incomplete to Kane Farquharson, his first touchdown catch of the season, his second catch of the night.
Number 4, his 4th catch of the year.
4th catch of the year for Kane Farquharson. It's good for 6 points for the wide receiver out of the University of Miami as we watch this one again, and he beats his man in AJ. Nice touch on that ball, finding him in the corner.
You know, I think that's one of the things, too. Obviously, the second game against playing up Sioux City, we had no offensive rhythm whatsoever. We're developing a little bit of that right now.
Zeke for the extra point. Snap is down. AJ on the hold. They put it up, and it is good. 2 touchdown passes here in the first half for AJ Nociolo. We make it his first start here for Omaha, and Omaha is out in front 20-7. 3:07 remaining here in the first half of play. We're going to take a little timeout at halftime. We'll let you watch the festivities and join you in the second half of play. But Omaha has had probably one of their most successful first halves of the 3 games. And we're seeing AJ throw for 78 yards, which is just shy of how many Omaha has thrown for the entire season to come into tonight's game. Well, Omaha threw for 60 yards in week number 1 and 26 yards a week ago.
And like I said, you know, this arena, they're developing a rhythm, and that's very important in this type of offense.
You're looking ahead to the second half. Omaha will get the ball first, too, in the second half. Although we may still have a handful of possessions here. 3 minutes is a long time in indoor football. Zeke has done a good job on kickoffs, getting the ball off that carpet. He bounces it at the 15. It's short hopped and fielded at the 15, back to the 20. And tackled at the 21-yard line. Zachary Miller ended up with it, and Wichita will have their best field position off of a kickoff as they'll start at their own 21 with 2:59 remaining here in the first half. Felt like there's a moment there in the first quarter where Omaha had a chance to really get some momentum and try to take Wichita out of it, but they came back with a long touchdown run. A defensive stop right here, and then halftime could really start to send that tone.
Yeah, because he'll get them stopped and maybe get another score and then get the ball to start the second half. So
Hubner on first down, throws to the left side, is complete across the 25-yard line. Gary Jolivet gets his first catch of the second half. They spot it at the Omaha 24. Oh, they back it up, put it on the 25. He's second down and 5. 2:15 and counting here in the first half. Clock will stop at the 1-minute mark for the 1-minute warning. Wichita has 2 timeouts left. Omaha has all 3 of theirs. They swing the receivers to the right side. Hubner wants to throw it. It's off the mark. He tries to find Jack Tomlinson, and a little extra push there from Tomlinson as he matched up with Chris Perry.
Chris just hit him and said, just a smack, said, welcome to Omaha.
So it goes incomplete. Wouldn't have got hit as much if the ball had been on target. Hurts a little bit more when you don't get the reception. And then results will be 3rd down and 5. Play clock down to 10. They may have to use a timeout as they're just breaking the huddle. And they do. So Wichita uses their second timeout of the first half. They'll have 1 remaining, 1:14 remaining here. As they face a 3rd down and 6, slow getting the play out. You know, that's something Omaha actually has done better at. We saw, especially last week, some issues getting the play in and having some, as you said, some momentum just even with the mechanics of running the offense. AJ's done a good job getting the plays in and haven't had any issues with the play clock here tonight.
Not at all. Like I said, they got to get in the rhythm.
Also a very penalty-free game. Let's keep that up as this first half just about in the books as we're just approaching an hour of play.
We've seen like 2 penalties, a holding penalty on Wichita and the offsides on the beef.
So the team's back out on the field. It's 3rd down and 6 for Wichita. Hubner lines up with Lindsay in the backfield with him. He'll throw, looks downfield, has a man. It's off the fingertips and it's picked off. Picked off at the 15, the 20. Trade Dudley Giles gets it back out to midfield. Nearly had his receiver, but off the fingertips, and Dudley Giles was there for the 2nd interception of the game for Omaha. And Omaha will have a chance to convert another turnover into points with 65 seconds remaining here in the first half. They run the clock. We've hit the 1-minute warning. We'll be right back with the final 60 seconds. You're watching Omaha Beef Football. This is Omaha Beef Football Network. Back to Ralston Arena, Prairie Flower Casino Field. 1-minute warning here in the first half of play as Omaha just got a interception from Trey Dudley Giles. And we'll have 60 seconds to see if they can turn it into points as they have a 20-7 advantage right now. They would love to add to that going into the locker room. Defense has been on top of the game so far. Offense has run efficiently, and they've only given up 7 points. A couple big stops in that, especially in the first quarter for the Beef defense, and 2 turnovers. Never hurts as well.
Yeah, I see a lot of things moving around in the defensive line. They've been flip-flopping and flip-flopping the defensive ends and so on and so forth. So they're finding out.
Finding some mismatches on that on the line, putting the bodies up against the better offensive linemen. We'll see how both teams adjust at halftime if Wichita's able to do. It's a little tougher to do on the offensive line, though. I mean, you only got 3 guys, obviously. Yep. One's the center. I mean, it's the guy who snaps, so you can't really move them around. So you got your 2 ends, and you may have an extra 4th lineman. Wichita does not.
Does not. Yes.
They actually are short a lineman. If you do a full roster alignment, having a guy that kind of could go both ways on there. So I think Marvin Jones is kind of trying to take advantage of that here tonight.
Oh, absolutely. But for an offensive lineman, it is less tiring pass blocking than it is run blocking.
Sure.
But they're getting that point where they have to throw the ball. Our defensive linemen are picking up on their.
Speaking of offensive line, Skylar Pohl, Junebug, and Terrell Johnson, the front 3 for Omaha. They put the men in motion. Farquharson on the left side. They hand it off to to Calvin as they use their first timeout. Oh, no, they don't.
No.
Clock is still running. As Calvin Phillips gets 4 yards on the first down carry. Omaha has all 3 timeouts. We're at 40 seconds and running here in the first half. Omaha wants to score. Obviously, it does not want to leave much time on the clock. If they do, probably use a timeout if they don't score here. A little screen off the hands of Phillips. It's incomplete. That will stop the clock, as we have traditional football timing rules under the 1-minute warning, and it freezes the clock at 27 seconds. So 3rd down and 6. About a 36-yard field goal from here. Arevalo is capable of hitting that. It's that snap and hold that's always an issue. You don't want to give good field position back to Wichita. We'll see what happens here on 3rd down. Here comes the pass rush. A.J. Block gets around the first, but is brought down for a sack. Nice pressure by the Wichita defense as they come across there. Francis Tusa out of Friends University, rookie CIF player, and Omaha is going to take this down, use a second timeout right before time expires, and let Zeke take a shot going in the locker room. So Omaha uses their second timeout, and they stop the clock with 1 second remaining here. Lost a few precious yards. These kicks are tough enough with the smaller goalposts in the indoor. But it's going to be spotted at their own 23-yard line. Got to start doing the math here. 27, 35, about 42, 43-yard kick for Zeke. Zeke, 2 for 6 on the season in field goals. Hit one for 43 yards last week at Sioux City. This could be right at about 43. About the edge of the distance for Zeke when it comes to the field goals. Trying to keep the accuracy. See if Wichita uses their last time out. They don't. The snap is down. Placement's good. Kick is on its way, and it's wide to the right as time expires in the first half of play. We've reached halftime here at Ralston Arena. We're going to take a break and let you enjoy the halftime festivities. We'll be back with you the second half of play. First half belonged to Omaha. They take a 20-7 advantage into the locker room. You're watching Omaha Beef Football on Pluto TV. This is the Omaha Beef Football Network.
Welcome out onto the field once again, your Defiance Harley-Davidson Ride your roasters, sponsored by Grandest Construction. All right, big man, it's time now for our last contest time. It's time for the AIDS Trash Toss. So get those tennis balls ready. We're going to wheel the trash cans out. We've got 3 lucky winners we'll be picking tonight. 3 lucky winners, that's right. 3 winners that'll be each winning $100. So get those tennis balls ready. All right, Alex, are you ready to do a countdown here then? All right, fans, I want to see those tennis balls ready. Here we go on the count of 3. Let them fly.
1, 2, 3. All this month, Pluto TV Movies brings you a new movie at 7 every single night.
Who is this? Bag of Vans, the name?
Are you kidding me?
I can hardly believe it myself.
All the movies, all the stars, all month long. Primetime premieres every night at 7 on Pluto TV Movies.
All right, fans, it's 20 seconds left. 20 seconds. Let them fly. Here we go. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Now you're gonna help me out here. We gotta pick out 3 numbers, and I'm gonna let you do it. That way it's mad at you and not me, all right? First number for $100. Number 662. Second number 1728 in Apple. What's our final number? 3605. Once again, 3605, 1728, and 662. Come on down and see Alex. Each of you have won $100 for your trash off tonight. Then we got one last promotion, folks. As everybody came out of the door tonight, we were passing out these 5v1 vitamin cash cards. Our winner has still not made the tournament tonight, so please grab your phone, scan the QR code. You will win an autographed football, an autographed jersey, and dinner with your favorite Omaha football players. So scan that. It'll tell you instantly if you win tonight. You'll see all the players are wearing the Omaha players are wearing them. Bring your winning ticket down to Alex. Somebody will be a winner tonight, folks. Thank you very much.
Getting ready for the second half of play here at Ralston Arena. Omaha out in front.
Shed a tear for each soul set free. But that's what happens when you dance with me. Go ahead, baby, don't me. Well, I ain't nobody's baby, baby. I'm an outlaw. You know I ain't evil, but I ain't a saint. Can't help it, I was born this way, baby, outlaw. Little baby.
Defy Defiance Harley-Davidson, where old school meets new school. Come meet the new guys today. 6 News First Alert Weather, always alerting you.
When it's time to take action, we issue a First Alert Day.
Pinpointing when the storm will hit, what it will bring, and who will be affected.
With one goal, to keep you and your family safe.
6 News First Alert Weather is on your side. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Beardmore Subaru's first annual Best in Show.
This Beardmore Subaru does impress me much. Just look at that sleek body.
And this Crosstrek has some spunk, that's for sure. Woo! After that show, there's only one place left to go. Defiance Harley-Davidson, where old school meets new school. Come meet the new guys today.
This league, we appreciate your support here tonight. Omaha will get the ball first here to start the second half of play. With the 13-point advantage, a chance for Omaha to really try to put some room between themselves and the force. As we begin half number 2. Drake to kick off for Wichita. Bouncer.
Big bounce, big bounce.
Picked up by Broye at the 9. Goes to his left side, tries to find some room, scrambles around, tries to pick up a block out to the 10, and it was a long 3-yard run for Antonio Bray. So Omaha will start their first possession of the second half at their own 12-yard line. You know, we've mentioned a few times, third quarterback has many games for Omaha. Different type of offense because it's a different type of quarterback. Wichita just may not even been ready for the passing attack that Omaha's put on the field here tonight.
No,
as they've been run heavy in the first 2 games.
Very much so. And AJ looks like he has the ability to throw guys open.
Antonio Bray lining up in the backfield with AJ. 2 men in motion, including Bray and Kane Farquharson, who has to try to get that ball with his right hand a little off target. Nice route there by Kane. AJ unable to connect.
He was open.
So incomplete on first down. Be second down and 10. We have our U.S. Cellular fan of the game out helping Chuck Wright call the plays here on this first drive of the second half. Under center goes Nociolo, sets up the screen over to Farquharson. 15 out to the 20, good for about 5 yards. It'll be third down and 5. Nice, safe little play over to Kane, his 3rd catch of the night. He has 1 touchdown. 3rd and 5 at the 19. Variety of formations Chuck Wright's using. Had AJ under center in that last one. He'll go back into the gun with Bray. Farquharson on the left side in motion with Javon Bell. Here comes the rush. He's got Bell downfield, and it's broken up. Nice job downfield by Keontae Roberts breaking that up. We've seen him break up a couple long passes here tonight.
Nice recovery by him because he got a little bit of a push off. He was open for just a split second.
So Omaha will go 3 and out on their first possession of the second half. Zeke Arivalo comes in to do the long field goal. Omaha is short a player, needs a holder out there, which is the quarterback. AJ's out there. And Zeke from about 49 yards. That's a long enough kick. It is good. How about that? 48 yards out. Zeke nails it. And that drive is salvaged by a long field goal and 3 points for Omaha as they take a 23-7 lead.
Well, 3 points are better than none, that's for sure.
23-7 might be a good time to remind you, if you are available after the game, the post-game party spot is the Firewater Bar and Grill. That's over about 71st and Grover. And you might be familiar with the promotion. If the Beef win, that's key. You start with that. It's a free beer for every point scored. Right now, be 23. They unlock that beer cooler over there and start handing out the beers. You'll want to be at the Firewater, win or lose. It's just better if they win.
It's better if they win.
That's at 70th and Grover after tonight's contest. So the Beef convert for 3 points on their first drive of the second half. We talk about that third phase of the game, and Zeke has been a big pickup for Omaha. He's done a good job on kickoffs, putting that ball out of play over the walls and pinning Wichita deep, and then connected on the long field goal right there, as Omaha now leads by 16. Zeke puts it back into the end zone. It's a bounce off the wall.
Cover, cover, cover.
It's returned out to the 5 and brought down at the 6. So another good job on kickoff coverage by the Beef, as Wichita will start at their 6-yard line. We're starting to see a little swagger in that Omaha defense for Marvin Jones. A lot of confidence, and why not after that first half of play where they only gave up 7.
Yeah, they had, what, 7 or 8 stops? Really?
One big play.
Yep.
The 45-yard run by Hubner is the lone score for Wichita. Man, it was a high snap, and we got flags and whistles. And it's going to be a penalty as they call this one dead. And I think they call procedure on the offense. The question, and Marvin Jones is wondering, why did they blow it dead? It's a false start on the offense, which kills it right away. That's why they blamed it dead. It's a false start as opposed to a legal procedure. And they back it up halfway. So 2.5-yard penalty makes it first down as Wichita will be backed up. Hubner puts the men in motion. Another high snap. He's able to bring it down, hands it off, and maybe a yard on the play. Actually, the ball comes loose, but they call him down. They'll spot him at the 3-yard line. Minimal gain on the play, be second down and long. Just keep seeing that defense swarm, though, and a lot of pursuit.
Yeah, it stopped him for no gain. Actually threw him back a yard or two.
Ball came out late, but they said the forward progress had stopped. And it's going to be second down and 13. 12.5, 13 as they spot the ball there. Yeah, he may have lost a quarter of a yard on the play. Taking their time getting the play out. Play clock down to 12. Wichita backed up, needing some offense badly. Puts the men in motion. Hubner has it. He wants to throw on second down. Has a pass rush behind, and it's complete. But there's not going to be much gain on the play. Nice job by the Omaha defense as Taylor Hawkins comes in and makes the stop. Be third down and 13. Hawkins, first time we've called his name tonight. And defensive lines pinning their ears back and coming on the play. They sense they got the Wichita offense on the ropes. Big third down for Wichita. 2 men in motion on the right side. Hubner drops back, throws downfield, and there's some contact, and there's the flag. Looked like the feet got hooked up, as Sleepy Williams was on Gary Jolivet, but they'll call the interference on Omaha, and that's going to bail the force out. See if we get a chance to take a look at this again. Looked like their feet got tangled up. So the officials will mark this off. So 15 yards on the infraction. And a fresh set of downs for Wichita. And now out of the backed up situation, we'll see if they can advance. First down and a little hesitation by the wide receiver, Torrey Gill. Couldn't tell if he slipped against the board there, but the ball sailed into the bench, and it's second down. Second down and 10, Omaha holding Wichita to 7 points in the first half of play. Wichita has second and 10 from their own 20. Hubner throws complete for another loss.
Beautiful coverage.
Great coverage on the play by Chris Perry. As the ball's completed again to Gill. Loss of 2 on the play, be third down and 12. Wichita 0 for 6 on third down tonight. Or make that 0 for 5. Here's the snap. Here comes the pressure. Has a man. It's off his fingertips. Incomplete. Jolivet, the intended receiver. Taylor Hawkins again on the coverage. It's going to be fourth down. And here comes the special teams unit for Wichita.
They've had trouble with the snap before. Let's see, maybe we can goof them up here.
Been an adventure so far. Gonna be about 48-yard long field goal attempt for Jordan Drake out of Butler Community College. Drake stares it down. We'll see how much leg he has. Placement's down. The kick is low, line drive kick. It's going to go. It's fielded and brought out across the 5, the 10. Trey Dudley Giles still moving. They haven't blown the whistle across midfield into Wichita territory. Nice return by Trey Dudley Giles. That's his first kick return of the season. They'll give him 27 yards in the books as they'll start at Wichita territory.
Boy, but he needed to hold that ball high and tight. He had it stuck there like he said, like a right plum. It was right on out there.
Yeah, he might not get another shot unless he corrects that. He also jumped over the board to save it.
Yeah.
But it turned out pretty well for him. We'll come right back for more than third quarter. 23-7 Omaha. This is Omaha Beat Football Network. Ralston Arena, 7:17 remaining, quarter number 3. Omaha taking over on the long field goal attempt, returned out to the Wichita Force 23-yard line. And Omaha will try to add to a 23-7 advantage. AJ under center, play action, has a man downfield looking for Farquharson. We got contact, no flag this time. And it'll fall incomplete.
No, the defensive back really didn't do anything. He was just standing there. I mean, he was no push off anything there. That definitely wasn't pass interference. You can beg for it, but doesn't always get it.
Trying to find Farquharson up the right side. But again, seeing the offensive coaching staff, Chuck Wright, not afraid to try to go vertical and take a few shots with AJ Nociolo here tonight. He puts 2 men in motion, sets up the screen on the far side. That's Bell. He's up to the 20. Good for about 3 yards as we 3rd down and 7. Spot the ball at the 20. We know field goal range for Omaha from here. But Omaha would like to try to finish off a drive with the 6-pack in the end zone. Approaching 6 minutes to go, 3rd quarter. Nociolo wants to change up the play. He's under center. Phillips in the backfield. Fakes the hand, actually does give it to him, to the 20, the 15, runs over a blocker inside the 10-yard line. Nice run by Calvin Phillips. We haven't seen him with a lot of carries, but when he runs hard.
He ran hard. It was a good play fake, really. For the first down.
Nice run by Calvin Phillips, another indoor veteran. We'll spot it at the 10-yard line. It'll be 1st and goal for Omaha, with 5:25 remaining here in the 3rd quarter. No scoring yet here. Well, excuse me. Omaha, a long field goal in their last possession. Hands off again to Phillips. Inside the 5, he wants to find that goal line, just cannot. They're going to spot him. Looks like just outside the 1-yard line. 2nd down and goal.
There's that run game.
So Phillips on back-to-back carries. He was 6 for 15 on the season coming into tonight. 6 carries for 15 yards. His longest of the night, or longest of the year, was 7 yards. He just beat that on his previous carry. And look at this 3-man backfield, goal line formation for Omaha. They're going to give it to Bray. Bray has a hole, and he finds the goal line. It's a touchdown for Omaha. Antonio Bray finds the end zone again. That's his 2nd touchdown of the night. 8th rushing touchdown of the season for Antonio Bray. And Omaha's out in front 29-7.
The beef version of the elephant backfield, right? Kwame is the lead blocker.
Yeah, Kwame in on offense. A little goal line package put out there by Chuck Wright is successful. As Zeke comes in to try to add the point after. AJ's the holder. And we have movement as Johnson fell out of his stance. It's going to cost the Beef 5 yards on the point after. Looked like he got bored.
Yeah, Zeke just has to kick it harder now.
So 29-7. Omaha, 2nd score of the 2nd half. 1st touchdown of the 2nd half. And Zeke will try it from 23 yards out. Placement's down, it's clean, it is up, and that is good. So Omaha's hit the 30-point mark. It's 30-7, and again, if you're going to the Firewater Grill afterwards, that's 5 6-packs available to Omaha Beef fans. They'll be given out if the Omaha Beef secure the victory here tonight. I know you're going over there, Kirk. You never miss that.
You don't miss that. No. You don't miss them beers. Wichita playing their 4th game
in 4 weeks. They don't have their bye until Memorial Day weekend in May. And then their second bye is actually the final week of the regular season. So unless they're in postseason play, they really only have one bye during the regular season of play. And that'll be the last weekend in May. Omaha's got a little tough stretch in their schedule coming up. They'll be back here at Ralston Arena 2 weeks from tonight. That will be, what's tonight? Today's 16, 20, April 30th. Is that right? No, that's not right. What's today? 13, 20, 27. 2 weeks from tonight, whatever date that is.
Yeah.
Look, check your calendar.
Well, you know,
Texas Revolution coming to town.
And this bye week could probably be a help for us, simply because, like I said, we got the third quarterback or whatever, but we're still looking to make a few changes along the way with different players.
Zeke, been a force on special teams tonight. Here's the kickoff, low line drive kick. Could be fielded just inside the goal line, out to the 5, 10, out to the 15. Decent coverage. Tackle to the 17-yard line. Texas Revolution come in 2 weeks from tonight, and they'll be led by, is it a former head coach of the Beef if they never actually coached a game for the Beef? It's your riddle for the night. Victor Mann and company will come up and visit Ralston Arena with the Texas Revolution. Should be a good one. Hope you can come out and join us. Or join us on Pluto TV. First down for Wichita at their own 17-yard line. Hubner in the backfield with Lindsey. Hands it off. Actually fakes the hands off and then short hops it to the left side. That's incomplete. And really feels like the timing for Hubner's been a little off here tonight. He's getting some pressure.
Good rush and whatever. And so that's another thing. Tell all the people here, you like what you see, bring a couple of friends the next time, right?
Absolutely.
Nice crowd tonight.
Be like our friend Don Igo down in the Celebrity Homes Don Igo VIP party box. It's full. It says friends and family night tonight for Don Igo. We know he's got a lot of friends.
Yes.
I'm not sure about family, but I'm sure he's got a little both. This one complete again for a loss. That Omaha defense has been relentless, not allowing those receivers to get anything.
4 guys on the tackle on that pile. Okay, half the defense.
Hubner, a little frustration with the line judge, but just not getting much. A little loss on that completion. They spotted at the 15. It'll be third down and about 12. As they need to get into Beef territory to get a first down. We're under 3 minutes to go. Here in the first quarter, they're going to reset the play clock as they had to move the ball, respot it. Here we go, third down and 12. Hubner's going to go downfield again. It's complete inside the 20, out near midfield. It's not going to be a first down. It'll be fourth and about 2 or 3. And Wichita is going to have to go for it, trailing by 23. Wichita 0 for 2 on fourth down completions tonight. Although they were 5 out of 8 on fourth down conversions coming into tonight, which was actually 63% and good for second in the CIF. Omaha's hoping to shut them down and get the ball back here. Hubner puts the men in motion, takes a snap, short pass, it's complete. Oh, no.
No.
It's incomplete. And the Beef have held on downs. Trey Dudley-Giles with great coverage. Contact right as that ball arrived. I thought he was going to make the catch, but he couldn't pull it in.
Well, they said, you know, they had to throw the ball. They haven't been able to run the ball all night.
So Omaha forces a turnover on downs again. And the result will be good field position for Chuck Wright and his offense as they will start at the Wichita 24. Under 2 minutes to go here in the third quarter of play. A brisk game compared to the first couple we've had this season. Farquharson's going to line up and go into motion along with Javon Bell. They'll hand it off to Phillips. Phillips is down to the 20. Picked up about 5 or 6 on the play.
They got a penalty over a on the ball.
Personal foul at 88.
A little extracurricular activity here.
We're seeing them on the board. Personal foul. Anthony Pace. Offense. Number 88. 15-yard penalty for Daniel Run. Remaining first down. That's hard.
Penalty flag on the play.
Personal foul, hands to the face. They were kind of chicken fighting over there a little bit.
So 15-yard infraction on Omaha. Backs them up to their own 14-yard line. Farquharson along with Bell in motion. AJ wants to throw. Has Bell. Down to the 20-yard line of Wichita. First down and 22. He picked up about 16 of them.
Good route, good throw.
See some pretty good timing patterns run that AJ's been able to hit. Not a lot of time with these receivers. Again, we've mentioned it's his first start, but he's had pretty good success as we're under a minute to go here in the third quarter. Second down and 5 from the 19. Kareem Jones comes over to the right side. 2 men in motion. High snap. Gets it down to Phillips. Phillips tries to find his footing. Gets back to the line of scrimmage where it'll be third down.
High snap. The timing was.
Got a little bit of action after the whistle as the clock continues to run, and time is going to expire on the third quarter of play. Omaha in control as we head to quarter number 4. We come back, fourth quarter of play. Omaha out in front, 30-7. We'll take a quick timeout. You're watching Omaha Beef Indoor Football on the Omaha Beef Football Network. Back at Prairie Flower Casino Field at Ralston Arena. Heading to quarter number 4. Omaha Beef out in front of the Wichita Force, 30-7. Omaha outscoring Wichita 10-0 in the third quarter of play, to extending their lead to 23. And when we come out of the timeout, Omaha will have a third down and 6. Wichita just not a lot of offense here in the second half of play, which is interesting. We'll have to kind of go back and see if there were any adjustments or if it's just conditioning of the linemen. We talked about they look like they're down a little bit on there because first couple of series, Wichita actually was moving the ball pretty well, just not converting and finishing off drives.
Yeah, they were, those 5- and 6-yard passes dinking and dunking a little bit, and then of course that quarterback keeper, which was big. But they took advantage of an aggressive defense.
So 3rd down and 6 at the Wichita 20. A.J. puts the men in motion. He's in the backfield with Phillips. Picks up the low snap. Has some pressure. Gets around him. We're going to see him run to the 15. Puts down his shoulder. And a nice hit with the defensive back. Good for 1st down yardage. As they'll spot it at about the 12-yard line. And A.J. showing a little bit of legs there.
And 240 pounds.
And 240 pounds. Thought he had some pretty good contact with the defensive back, playing a little football. I don't think defensive back appreciated the effort quite as much, but luckily no flags on the play for Omaha. Changed from a week ago, playing much more disciplined here tonight, as the Beef will get a fresh set of downs at the 12-yard line of Wichita. AJ's under center. There is Bell, who comes around on the sweep and tackled right away before he can gain any yards. Nice job by Wichita defensively. Slight loss on the play, makes it 2nd down and 11. Phillips in the backfield. Bray, we haven't seen him much here in the second half as they give it to Phillips, and he is down to the 10. Fights for a couple more yards, still moving as he gets down to the 7-yard line. Some yards after contact for Calvin Phillips as he turns that short gain into a 5-yard gain, and it's going to be 3rd down.
Good, tough run.
Maybe you got 6 yards. Spot the ball at the 7. The Beef can get a 1st down just inside the 2. Omaha content to take their time with the 23-point advantage. 3 wideouts on the right side. They go in motion. A.J. checks it out. May want to run again. Has the corner. Now throws at the last second. It's nearly an interception. Actually is interception. Did that ball hit the board is the question.
It was on the wall.
The board would be out of bounds if so, as they're talking about it. This will probably get a challenge if it doesn't go Omaha's way. Actually, maybe a challenge either way. We'll see what the initial call is going to be. They discuss it, but it looked like that ball hit the wall, and they're going to call it an interception and a touchback for Wichita. And Omaha needs to throw that challenge flag. They get 2 challenges.
There it comes.
And the flag is out. You might as well at this point, as we'll take a look at it again. We'll see if we get a look at it. The ball was tipped, but it looked like it hit the wall before he caught it. If so, that would be out of play.
Right, and he didn't feel, he juggled the ball too before.
The player can be against the wall, but that ball cannot touch the wall.
Yes.
So they'll come over to the press box and get another look at that. They should get a pretty good look at it with the camera angles. Omaha challenging a play a week ago up in Sioux City that was on their side of the field and was up against the boards, and the cameras were behind it, so they just couldn't even get a look at the play. But we'll see what they come up with here.
Look for a scuff mark on the ball.
Look for a scuff mark on the ball, a wall mark.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I've seen it happen in baseball.
A little different deal there, huh?
Yeah.
When they still wore the shoe polish. So Omaha either is going to have 4th down if they get this call reversed, or Wichita will have the possession at their own 5-yard line. Official still taking a look at the play. Kirk, they're definitely taking their time checking this one out, Kirk. We haven't seen any replays in the arena yet, but it's definitely close enough that they're giving it a discussion. And I think they're pointing at the yard markers and checking things out. That would look like that they're probably going to reverse this call. in Omaha's favor, if I'm reading it correctly.
AJ had the corner. I mean, he could have ran the ball too. I mean, but he did.
As we mentioned, his first start. Let's go down the field for the call.
The moment of truth, Alex. After further review, the ball touched the wall before possession. Therefore, a fourth down.
So Omaha wins the challenge, the first of two. But now, it is fourth down. What do you do? I assume that they've talked about this. They're going to leave the offense on the field. It's a 23-point game right now. And they'll see if they could get the 7 yards. Actually, it's 5 yards, 4th and 5. First down available just inside the 2. Seen a couple times, Omaha's elected not to kick and go for it on fourth down. Here's another one right here. Javon Bell is in motion. I think he went over the line. Luckily, they did not get a flag. Now they look for him in the end zone, but it's off his fingertips and out of play, and Wichita's going to end up with the ball. Anyways, this time, they'll be spotted back now at the 7-yard line. 12:16 remaining here in quarter number 4. Omaha out in front, 30-7. And Wichita's going to have to do something quickly here if they want to get back into this game. Otherwise, it's off to the firewater, where our after-game party is. 70th and Grover. Join Kirk Heyer. Rest of the staff, players, dancers, fans. Usually a pretty good crowd out there.
Very good. They're very good hosts.
Wichita, see if they get a drive put together. They will start their own 7. First down, Hubner finds a completion, but did not get far afterwards. Completed out to Jolivet and immediately hit by Taylor Hawkins. 8 yards on the play. They are trying to run a little up-tempo to see if they could get some points. 3-possession game if they got 3 touchdowns with 2-point conversions. There's a wide-open receiver. It's complete. And that is exactly what Wichita needed. It is a touchdown as he finds Jack Tomlinson for the long pass and score.
The old post route with no post.
So Wichita's 2 touchdowns have come on long strike plays. This time complete to Tomlinson. 36-yard touchdown. They should be trying for 2 here. Well, I guess this would be a 16-point game. They don't need to go for 2 yet. Extra point makes it 2 possessions, and they do. So 30-14, 11:39 remain in the game, Kirk. Both teams, all 3 timeouts. We'll see what Wichita elects to do, but Omaha is going to have to be alert for an onside kick at least. It's probably a little early, and obviously you're doing it from your own goal line, but you just have to watch for some sort of possibility or short squib or also they try that line drive off an up man or just something to see if they get an extra possession on this game.
Extra possession, yeah. But what we need now is just a time-consuming drive.
Game clock runs continuously in indoor football. 40-second play clock between plays, so you do the math that you can run quite a bit of clock with a successful drive, whether you're passing or running the ball. We'll see what Omaha can do on their possession with the now 16-point lead.
And on the other hand, too, you're looking at Wichita, maybe want to take some chances on defense and maybe get burned, possibly,
So Jordan Drake is lining it up outside at the numbers, so we'll see what he has in mind. Kane Farquharson up on the front line. directly in front of him, and there is that low bouncing kick trying to see if they can make something happen. It's picked up, though. That's Chris Perry. He gets across midfield down to the Wichita 24-yard line. And Omaha probably one score away from really putting this thing away. As you mentioned, time off the clock just as good at this point in the game with 11:32 remaining in regulation. First down for Omaha for the Wichita 24. Men in motion. They hand off to Bray, who's back in the game, and he's tackled behind the line of scrimmage. A loss of a couple yards on the play. Be second down.
Good lateral pursuit by the Force defense.
Wichita really a tough scheduling to start the season for their first 5 games on the road. Right now in the middle of a 3-game road trip. Opened at Duke City, where they lost 75-24 opening week, and then hosted the Revolution, where they lost 47-37. We mentioned they did get victory in Enid last week against the Flying Aces. Second down and 12. Nociolo drops back and is looking for Bell. It's incomplete. Be third down. Still on the road next week, Wichita will visit Salina, and then finally be back at home for their second home game of the year against Oklahoma again. Another rematch with the Flying Aces. Third down and 12 as we approach the 10-minute mark. Gonna be a lot of clock watching on offense here in the final quarter as they try to run that clock down to triple zeros. They're under 10 minutes to go. Third down and 12. Bray stays in the game in the backfield with AJ. Bell and Farquharson in motion. AJ wants to throw, has some pressure, scrambles around, and it's nearly intercepted as they look for Farquharson. And it's going to be fourth down for Omaha as Zeke will come back in. Keontae Roberts on the pass breakup for Wichita. And we know Zeke can hit from long range.
And we know that a 16 or 17-point deficit isn't hard. People can come back from that.
This will be another 43-yard attempt. He did hit from 43 earlier this half. Snap is down. Placement
looks good.
Is there? They just went to the right. Oh. And it'll be a touchback, though, as it hit the net. And Wichita still alive, trailing by 16. 2-possession game with 8:56 remaining. We'll come back after this timeout. You're watching Omaha Beef Football on the Omaha Beef Football Network. Back at Ralston Arena, fourth quarter, 8:56 remaining here in the contest. Omaha Beef out in front of the Wichita Force, 30-14. Wichita forcing the kick will start from their own 5-yard line, but they have shown that they can score quick, as their 2 scores have been from their side of the 25-yard line. Big plays. They'll need one right here, trailing by 16. 2-possession game with the 2-point conversions. They'll run on first down. Lindsay gets stacked up after a gain of 2, maybe 3 yards, be second down and 7. Omaha's content to let Wichita run 2 or 3 yard plays the rest of the night. Clock continues to run, continuous clock, 8:30 and counting. Second down and 7. Hubner complete out to the 15-yard line.
First down.
Close to first down yardage. It will be a first down. Nice stop, Daniel Peterson. Back this week after being on the inactive list a week ago from injury in the week 1 contest. Fresh set of downs for Wichita. First down from their own 15. Hubner has some pressure and another completion inside the 10-5 near the goal line. They'll mark him down at the 1. 34 yards on the completion. And Wichita won't go away. Gary Jolivet Jr. with the completion.
The middle of the field been wide open for him the last 2 drives.
First and goal from the 1 for Wichita, and they're a play away from making this interesting. Omaha denied Wichita at the goal line back in the first half. Marvin Jones and his squad hope to do it again. Hubner's going to line up under center. Lindsay in the backfield. Handoff is to Lindsay. He lunges forward. He's in the end zone. That's a touchdown for Wichita. They got to go for 2 here. They're trailing by 16. See the kicker. They're checking their boards. I don't know if they've done the math yet. They're sending the kicker out. This would be a huge mistake if they do this. Could make it an 8-point game. Let them kick and make it 9, Kirk.
Yeah, I would. 7 minutes left. They don't want to be chasing points.
Well, you don't want to chase it, but it's 2 possessions.
Yeah.
Score the 2, it's an 8-point game. Can tie it on the next possession. So Omaha will let them kick the extra point. And that is up and good. And it's a 9-point game instead of 8. And we'll see if that comes back into play. With 7:03 remaining here in the fourth quarter, it's 30-21. So Wichita trailing by 23 points at the beginning of this quarter have responded with 2 touchdowns here in the fourth quarter to make this a 9-point game. Still a 2-possession game as they elected not to go for the 2-point conversion with 7:03 remaining here in the fourth quarter.
And both long pass plays.
Omaha really needs to try to grind something on offense and exhaust that clock or get some more points on the board and put this one away. Head to the Firewater Grill for postgame. Antonio Bray will await the kickoff return. Last time Wichita tried to kick it hard and short to see if they could get a ricochet. We'll see what they do. Chris Perry's lined up at the 15. Drake puts his right foot into it, gets a big bounce. Bray will field it at the 5. Oh, and mishandles it. And it's brought down inside the 5-yard line as he's unable to put up a return, and they automatically will spot that at the 5, and with just under 7 minutes to go.
good kick, that big bounce was hard to field.
So the silver lining for Omaha, they got a lot of field to try to run some plays and run some clock. But cannot afford to go 3 and out again. With the way Wichita has scored quickly here twice. 2 long touchdowns here in the fourth quarter. All 3 touchdowns actually long plays. Well, the last one was set up by a long play and then punched from 1 yard out. Antonio Bray in the game in the backfield, a lone setback for Omaha. AJ will hand it off to him. He's across the 5 to the 10, pick up of 5 yards on first down, and they'll let that clock run. He's second down and 5. Omaha lets the play clock. It's inside 20. Better let this get down to about 5 before snapping. AJ's going to run this play from under center. Antonio Bray in the backfield. Men in motion. They snap at 8. Hand off to Bray. Bray stacked up at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play. The ball's loose. The ball is loose, but they blew it dead. Oh, and I think Omaha dodged a bullet. But either way, it's going to be third down. That was reminiscent of that turnover at the end of the playoff game against Wichita back in 2013.
They ran the same play as the play before, but to the opposite side. Of course, they went right. They came back left with the same formation, same play.
Third down and 5. Clock running. 5.5 to go. Definitely have not run as much clock as they would have liked to on these last couple drives. And Wichita, you can feel the momentum, but luckily still 2 possessions. AJ out of the gun. Drops back. Here comes the pressure, and it's off the fingertips to Jones and incomplete. It's fourth down, and Omaha's going to have to kick, Kirk. Dream Jones couldn't pull that one in.
Yeah.
Wow, how this game has changed.
Just like in the first half, they had the rhythm. It's been disjointed. There is no rhythm here with this.
55-yard attempt from Zeke. I don't think he has the leg quite there. They're preparing for a return. Wichita is. Adrian Palmore back deep. Low line drive kick. Maybe I was wrong. That's good leg. Palmore goes up and gets it, though, at the wall. Out to the 5. Ooh, a block. Looked like it was in the back. No flag. 15-20, still on his feet. Out to midfield. Oh, no, Kirk. Wichita is in business in beef territory.
Boy,
and they're still alive with 4:17 remaining here in the game.
Did you see?
And James Kerwin wants that block in the back call that he did not get. He jumps the wall to talk to the officials.
Did you see that verdict on that return man going after that ball? My goodness.
30-21. Still 2-possession game. That 2-point conversion they did not go for may come back. We'll know here shortly. Clock starts up again. It's approaching the 4-minute mark, but Wichita has scored quickly in their last 2 possessions. They'll go downfield, and it's picked off. It's intercepted by Omaha. Out to the 5, to the 10, out to the 14-yard line, and Taylor Hawkins gets his first interception of the season. And Omaha needed that in a bad way. They went for the long ball again. They've had some success with that in the second half. The Hubner off the mark and Hawkins with the interception.
Well, they went this time. They went down the numbers instead of the middle of the field where they've had the success.
So Omaha going to try to see if they could get this clock wound out. 2 possessions, 30-21. Fourth quarter, though, has belonged to Wichita as they have outscored the Beef 14-0. And trimmed a 23-point deficit into a 9-point deficit as they hand off on first down. A yard or 2 to Antonio Bray.
And he was juggling the ball a little bit too. Ball security's got to be paramount here.
Actually, will spot him at the 16. Make it 2nd down and 7. Clock should get under 3 minutes before they snap again. Wichita has all 3 timeouts. We'll see what they elect to do with those. Play clock down to 10. AJ's under center. It's at 5. They need to get moving now. Men in motion. They snap at 3. Handoff is to Bell. Bell slips as he tried to cut the corner and gets only down to the 20. Looked like he lost his footing on the left side. And it's going to be 3rd down and about 3. Clock approaching 2.5 minutes. They should be able to get this down to the 2-minute mark here. What would be really helpful is converting this 3rd down. Big 3rd down for Omaha. Look at Wichita to come, try to stay alive as they bring the pressure. Here's the handoff to Bray, and Bray gets across the 1st down marker. And that will move the chains and might be just what Omaha needed, as Wichita will use their first of 3 timeouts here in the 2nd half. And Omaha going to try to get this one in the books. So a little excitement towards the end of this game. Games are never over in indoor.
No, not at all.
Indoor football, you can score quickly, and Wichita did just that. Outside of Wichita's Week 1 defeat at Duke City, where they lost 75-24, I mean, Texas Revolution, pretty good team.
Yep.
Lost to them
47-27.
47-37, so a 10-point game there. Had a win again at Oklahoma. Oklahoma, we saw them fundamentally a similar team, I think, to Wichita.
Yeah.
You know, play sound football. And shows here they can score on some big plays, just got themselves in a little bit of a hole. We'll see how their season progresses for them, but that's going to be a deceiving 1-3 record if they drop this contest. They put a few seconds back on the clock for the timeout. It's 2:01 remaining officially on the clock now, as Kirk Heyer's doing the chicken dance. It's not a pretty sight.
It is, and I got wrapped up in the cord, too.
Oh, is that what happened?
Yeah. You didn't think I could move like that, did you?
I did not. You should not. First down, Omaha at their own 24-yard line. See if they can lock this win down and move to 2-1. Lone back is Bray. They'll give it to him. He'll try to find some room. He goes outside. Block on. Terrell is going to be brought back, and then he rips off his helmet in frustration, which is going to be a personal foul if they throw the flag. I don't see additional flag or a hat thrown. Terrell Johnson can't believe that he got called for a hold on that, which is going to bring this back, but he needs to be careful. As Chuck Wright tells him to put his helmet back on, but let's see if they call him for that infraction too. Omaha got flagged for that last week as Jeremiah Waters pulled his helmet off and got a 15-yard. They actually called a legal defense on there, and Wichita's in disbelief. And it's going to be a touchdown for Omaha, and Wichita coaches are not happy, and they're asking about the call, and then they're probably wondering about the helmet coming off as well. But Omaha's going to take it. So it goes to the 6-pack on the board for Omaha as they extend the lead to 36-21. And Zeke will come out to try the point after as the fans are heading out. Placement's down, kick is up, and it is good. 1:54 remaining here in the game. Omaha back out in front by 16.
Which is, when I saw the flag, I saw the one thing was a block in the back, right? I mean,
that's what I thought it was.
Yeah.
But the official signal was a legal defense. So we'll have to go back and get clarification on that. But Terrell Johnson thought the flag was on him because he ripped his helmet off immediately. And then the Omaha Beef get the call and the touchdown.
But the illegal defense supersedes the other call, as they say, right?
It did that time, apparently.
And I'm glad that it did.
That time, it went Omaha's way. And fans are filing out. They're still talking to the referee about that. And I'll admit, I think Wichita does have a little bit of an argument on that call. But as we have seen, you know, calls don't always go your way. And did not there. So we'll continue. 1:54 remaining here in the ball game. Again, Omaha will be off this upcoming week. And back here, Ralston Arena, Texas Revolution in town. Get your tickets for that. That should be some contest. And can't wait to see the Revolution. It'll be the first time I've seen them, actually. That hits the wall.
On 17?
Look like just outside the 15. We'll see where they spot it. The wall is out of bounds if you hit the side of it. The only question was, did it hit the turf before? As long as it did, he'll get the spot. He does. They're going to mark it at the 19-yard line. So they start the clock back up. 1:45 and counting. It'll stop one more time at the 1-minute warning. As we play this one out here at Ralston Arena. Hubner takes it, some pressure. Kwame almost got there, and I think Hubner felt him coming as he threw that one off the mark, incomplete. Tried to find Gary Jolivet Jr. for another completion. But it looks like this clock, unless they move real quick, will wind down to the 1-minute warning.
We've got to move.
Yeah, they're going to try to get a playoff. And they do at 1:01. Snap complete or incomplete. Nice pressure once again by Omaha as they take it down to the 1-minute warning. Desmond Reed on the coverage. And we're 57 seconds away from making this one official. We'll take one last timeout, and we'll be right back with you to wrap this one up. Play the final 57 seconds, 37-21 Omaha. You're watching Omaha Beef Football on the Omaha Beef Football Network. Welcome back a final time to Prairie Flower Casino Field at Ralston Arena. As Omaha Beef 57 seconds away from win number 2 on the season. 16-point lead as Wichita is trying to get one last score. Hubner scrambles, throws it out of play, and that will stop the clock as we're under a minute to go with 51 seconds left. It's fourth down for Wichita. Fourth down and 10, last chance for Wichita. Wichita breaks their huddle. Under 10 on the play clock. Hubner, pressure once again, steps away from it, throws downfield, and it's intercepted. Intercepted. Out to the 20, midfield, down to the 20, 15, touchdown. Omaha, pick six, second of the night for the Omaha defense. This time, Trey Dudley-Giles brings it home and puts the icing on the cake as Beef are in front, 43-21.
They went defense to offense. There's some good blocking down there.
1 minute warning. The player of the game was awarded to Chris Perry for his pick six earlier, and I think Trey Dudley-Giles wanted to make his case and put one on the board himself there with 36 seconds remaining here in the game. Omaha's short a man on kick again. We've seen this a few times tonight. There's only 7 out there. And they need one more lineman. Johnson comes out with 15 seconds left on the play clock. Still plenty of time for Omaha to get off, but a little unorganized there on field goal attempt as Zeke will put it up, and still good. Can't phase him.
No.
He probably would have kicked with 7 guys out there. He didn't care. Another point for the Beef. That's 44. I think it's safe to say the beer keg will be open at the Firewater after this game. 36 seconds remaining, and when Ricky Burtz gets over there, I think that's what, is that how it works? I haven't been there for you yet because I'm working after the game, but has he got the key?
I don't know who the keeper of the key is.
Well, but get over there, be one of the first 44.
We find out
70th at Grover, Firewater.
Find out who it is.
The party will be on tonight.
And smooth talk them a little bit.
Yeah, I bet you get one of those 44.
This isn't my rookie season.
No. So Omaha will have their largest victory of this short season as their third game of the season. First time this season the Beef will not come from behind or play from behind. And so some progress there, and A.J. Nociola, pretty good first start. Got a little rough there and interesting in the fourth quarter as this short kick is hit by an up man. And Wichita will get the ball at the 25. So your thoughts on A.J. Nociola, first game?
I saw some good things. You know, I thought really they established a good rhythm in that first half. He threw some nice passes. He threw guys open. He threw to his spot. Did some stuff. We probably didn't run the ball as well tonight as we have before, but I think probably pretty much balance between the two is what you want out of your offense. Here again, the defense, I think, played well. They gave up those 2 long plays. But other than that, hey, it's a win.
No ugly wins, we know that. And Omaha's 32 seconds away from win number 2 as this one's dropped on the boards. Stopping the clock at 28 seconds. Be second down and 10 for Wichita as we play this out.
You know, here again, 2 defensive scores tonight. 2 pick sixes.
Well, 2 defensive touchdowns. Obviously a big motivational shift, and you basically get a couple extra possessions of the free points. You get rid of those 14 points and might be looking at a different game.
Yeah,
especially when it got tight there in the fourth quarter. Hubner scrambles around, nearly intercepted by Chris Perry once again, but falls to the turf incomplete. It'll be 3rd down with 21 seconds to go.
All right, he's going to talk to his quarterback. Said, please don't throw that ball up high.
Take a look at that again, and wow. Perry was there with the big hit. So final seconds. Third down and 10. They'll keep it on the ground, and Lindsey has 4 or 5. The Beast still trying to rip that ball loose. But it's 4th down, and we'll see if Wichita's just going to let time expire, and I believe that they will. So the clock ticks away and has reached triple zeros, and it's a victory for Omaha as they have defeated the Wichita Force 44-21. Omaha found a little bit of an air attack tonight. It had been anemic before tonight, definitely a ground-based offense the first 2 games, a little more consistency, and probably the best thing, a lot more disciplined play and a lot less penalties tonight.
Yeah, here again, now we're going to have we got a bye week, so we have 2 weeks of practice to come on, develop a little bit more continuity and so on and so forth. But I was impressed with AJ, the way he came in, being his first indoor professional football game, and did a good job. Here again, the defense. Coach Jones had him schemed right in a lot of ways, just 2 big plays. So yeah, it's 2-1, and we'd be a lot happier to be 3-0, but that's the way it bounces sometimes.
Final score from Ralston Arena: Omaha beat 44, Wichita Force 21. Omaha evens their record, or correction, Omaha now 2-1 on the season. Wichita falls to 1-3. Join us at the Firewater Grill for a post-game party. As we mentioned, the beer keg will be opening 44 free beers based on 44 points by the Beef. That's at 70th and Grover. And then join us 2 weeks from tonight. That's April 27th. I got my calendar out. I figured it out. It's April 27th. The Texas Revolution will come in to Ralston Arena after a bye week for the Omaha Beef. So, for Kirk Heyer and the entire Omaha Beef staff, we appreciate you tuning in here tonight and watching us on Pluto TV. Come on out to a ball game if you can. Look forward to seeing you. Final score tonight, 44-21. From Ralston Arena, Todd Walkenhorst saying good night, everybody.